Hello, and welcome to a new update from the markets middleman. I've been making some updates ever since Bitcoin crossed this daily inverted fair value gap, which had changed the whole structure on beginning of April. And just before May ends, we already saw Bitcoin smashing its all-time high, and it's not showing any signs of weakness yet. So I believe that there's something big coming into the crypto space with how things are evolving fundamentally and also technically. I'm seeing everything being translated into the technical side of the market. So today is potentially one of the most important updates I've ever made in my entire life, between me and myself, and uploaded on YouTube so that I share with you my insights, guys, just like I've been doing for the past, I think 6 to 7 months, but more consistently, especially dedicated to the cryptocurrency market from beginning of April. So I have a lot on my mind, but I will try to keep it as simple as possible in order for you to get the best out of this video. So let's jump in. So let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin and what happened after testing its all-time high. We see that it created this bullish daily fair value gap, and the good thing is that Friday's close is not sharply below this bullish fair value gap. Otherwise, it would hint for a reversal and things would be bearish. But the fact that it held price over here, I'm not saying it's the best entry or buying price, but I do think that potentially price would consolidate a little bit and then Bitcoin is going to continue going higher simply because of the overall formation. And if we just take like a simple measurement 101 price action, we see that Bitcoin can potentially reach 135,000 dollars. Now, of course, this could take till end of this year, so there's a lot that can be in between. By the time we see price at this level, we can consolidate a little bit, then ramp up, then consolidate, and then finally reach at the end of the year. I'm not quite sure about the time, but I can trade the price action and it can be enough for me to understand what I want to do. Now, the point of this video is not Bitcoin itself. Of course, it's very important that Bitcoin reached its all-time high, and there's a big chance that we will see continuation to the upside. This would give the altcoin market much more confidence and would flow the money into the altcoins as well. So, in order for altcoins to go up, first we need Ethereum to go up. So, let's talk a little bit about Ethereum. So, after Vitalik had made, and basically the Ethereum network had made significant changes and updates on the Ethereum network, we saw like a huge, massive push to the upside. And just this month alone, from May 1 until this day, Ethereum is up about 40%. So it really made a significant move to the upside, which gives a little bit more confidence to the crypto space and especially to the altcoins, since it's the mother of altcoins as well. With competition with Solana and some other networks, of course, Ethereum underperformed a lot of assets over the past few years. But I think the possibility of ETH coming back into the crypto space is becoming higher and higher each and every week moving forward. So, without further ado, let's get into what matters overall. If you can see something over here, when ETH made this dip, it didn't swept or it didn't balance this daily fair value gap. In fact, it reached just before this daily fair value gap, tried to sweep it again, and then made a fake move to the upside. Why I'm calling it a fake move? Just because we haven't seen any run on liquidity. In fact, we just saw price barely sweeping this buy side liquidity and created a bearish daily engulfing candle. Now, 101 technical analysis and trading, you understand that this is a bearish scenario, bearish outlook or bearish bias, and potentially price would move down. Now, what is the idea? Am I bearish on ETH? Of course not. I'm still strongly bullish. However, I do believe that price would rotate back down, sweep the sell side, balance this daily fair value gap, which makes it one of the highest potentials in the trading, especially if you trade ICT concepts. So I think that something like this is going to happen within the next day. So I'm looking for ETH to balance this daily fair value gap, sweep the sell side, create a reversal pattern such as closing above an inverted on the lower time frame such as H4, H1, and continue its move to the upside. I think it's a very high potential setup probability setup, and the draw on is there. We have one of the best draw on liquidities, such as those two relative equal highs. This is the first potential for price to kick in. Then we have this daily, massive daily fair value gap aligning with this breaker block over here. So this extends the target into $3,100, and then of course sweeping all of those buy side, and then the biggest draw on liquidity, which is these two relative equal highs aligning with those highs over here at the high of $4,000. So yeah, it's really so it's a good setup. Honestly, it's a good setup. Of course, anything can happen, but price would still be bullish even though ETH would like to do something like this, like a fake move to the downside, just to liquidate everyone that got into this move higher, and then make a fake displacement to the downside and then go up. This is also a potential. Okay, this could also happen. But if I want to just align things with how BTC is going, the total market cap, and the bullish momentum, I would still favor this as a flat correction, okay? And then a continuation to the upside and start sweeping the next strong liquidity. So ETH $2,300 area is critical for buying ETH. Now, moving forward, let's talk a little bit about VeChain and run through price action real quick. So, as you can see, price had made its first initial move to the upside, which was wave 1, let's call it wave 1, and then this was wave 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3. I'm combining a little bit of I'm combining a little bit of wave analysis with ICT, which is, I think, the biggest and the highest edge on the market. So we've seen that price had already created its first move to the upside. So this, I will call this as leg one, which changed the whole bias from being bearish to being bullish. And right now, yeah, I updated the last time I spoke about VeChain and the importance of this level, and it did actually send price a little bit higher. But then Friday's close determined something else over here. So what Friday tells me is simply a potential to form a zigzag formation, okay, and continue sweeping all of the liquidity, all of the people that had joined late and so on, to balance price again. This is now our new sell side, and this is like a no-brainer area, okay? You can call it resistance flip into support or whatever term you want to call it, but in my opinion, it doesn't matter as long as you have the whole framework in line. So the critical area for VeChain is around 2.4. Okay, 2.4 cents. Also, I'll be monitoring price over here. I want to see a reversal pattern such as closing above a bearish fair value gap to be inverted and continue going higher. The draw on is as usual over here. This is the major buy side that price needs to sweep moving forward from here. Now let's talk a little bit about Cardano. So same structure, as I always mention that once you get this structure from one crypto, especially the main ones, it becomes repetitive what you can apply on other altcoins. So same thing goes for Cardano. But for Cardano, I don't have this ideal level that is presented such as in Cardano or ETH, such as in VeChain, sorry, or ETH. However, I have this sell side trend line. I'm not a big fan of trend lines lately, but I still use them when they come within an interesting areas. In this way, Cardano showed some strength other than more actually than other cryptocurrencies, and similar situation to the VeChain, but not necessarily not necessarily to dip down as VeChain such as ABC. Dipping down into this sell side trend line, testing the 50% Fibo level of all of this wave would be enough for Cardano. So 0.7 exactly is the area for Cardano. Now, a very similar structure I have for Cardano. It's the same on XRP. So we have this daily fair value gap and a bearish fair value gap that might be rebalanced and then make the final move down. This final move down has this sell side trend line connecting those lows, and it might be testing the midpoint of this daily fair value gap. Sometimes the algorithm likes to test such areas. So after this dip for XRP, I do think that soon we will see XRP sweeping $3 and all the way until $3.42, which is the all-time high. And let me tell you something, I do have a feeling, not only based on emotions, but based on facts, price action, fundamentally how things are going, that XRP is gonna follow Bitcoin because I mean there's a lot of reasons for that. You can make your own research, you can check what's going online, but I think that XRP has significant potential for this upcoming potential bull market that we might witness very soon this year. So as always, guys, please make sure you always trade safe. Don't get into something that you're not aware of, okay? Be patient. Those markets are significant. They have a lot of opportunities, but at the same time, they might be the very reason of deep frustration, emotional roller coaster, and financial losses. So this domain is known for its risk, okay? We cannot hide the fact that it is one of the most risky markets, businesses, anything that you want to compare it to. It's really risky and it demands some knowledge and some form of experience in order for you to be able to end up profitable each and every cycle. So trade patiently, trade wisely. If you want to ask anything, please feel free to reach on Telegram. I'm always happy to maybe share some insight. I'm also learning throughout the process, and I'm watching other people, see their views, see what's their opinion, their perspective, and try to gain something to apply to myself. So I will repeat this for the last time. I still think and I strongly believe that we're about to witness one of the best opportunities in the crypto market. I've seen this happening with me uh, all over the years, ever since 2020 when I got into crypto. I have a sense when things are changing, and I have this feeling at its peak right now. And it's not, again, not about emotions, but about facts fundamentally and technically. Things are aligning. And for me, it's simple and clear at the same time. Even though there might be some turbulence, even though there might be some manipulation, like you see, my last update from last week wasn't as precise as I wanted, but I'm always adapting. I'm always getting back into the flow. I'm reflecting back on price action and seeing, reassessing what could potentially happen, but I'm not missing out on the overall view. So, share some love, leave a comment, like this video in case you find any kind of value. In case not, leave me a dislike, that's not a problem, but make sure to tell me why in the comments. So, with all the blessings, I leave you to enjoy what's rest of your weekend, and let's enjoy the ride all together during next week. So, peace, and I'll see you in the next update.